Welcome back to the Latitude Sports Club's Harry Cicma alongside the Boston Lobsters head coach Bud Schultz, and we have a great broadcast in store because there's a great season 2010 taking place at the Ferncroft Country Club with the Lobsters going for that World Team Tennis title. Last year you guys didn't make the playoffs, but you came close. What's going to change the tide this time around?
Well, I think, you know, one more year under my belt, hopefully I can put people in a position to succeed a little better than I did last year. But also we've got James Blake coming in for a couple matches and John Isner coming in for a match. And my hope is that with the strength of them, that can put us over the top this year. The entire league is so competitive, Harry, that if you can finish just a little over 500, you have a great shot at making the playoffs. But it's a very condensed season this year. Fewer days in the season this year, so we've got the same number of matches in fewer days. So it's going to be very intense, and it's really going to come down to which teams can get up, you know, day after day, night after night for their matches. Bringing in people like James Blake, that's going to help us. Bringing in someone like John Isner, that's going to help us get up for that many more matches.
And you were a top player. I mean, many people may not know, but I'm sure you do if you're a tennis fan. Bud Schultz took down some top players in the world, was top 50 in the world. So how does that help you coach against guys like, well, with guys like James Blake and Jan-Michael Gamble?
Well, they know that I've been there. So when we talk about this, that, or the other thing, they know that I've experienced that level of competition, and so they'll listen. But the bigger thing really is to listen to them and see what they need. And they know that I've also coached, you know, people like Pam Shriver and another top 10 guy, Greg Rosetsky, and I spent a lot of time working with Yvonne Lendl. And so they know I've seen a few things. They know that I've seen the battles with these top players, and hopefully they feel comfortable enough and confident enough to say, hey, what do you think about this?
I spoke to Jan-Michael Gamble at the Smash Hits event, and he said the traveling of World Team Tennis is unlike anything else. I mean, you are battling through the month of July. So how do you keep the guys focused and the girls focused out there throughout that tough schedule?
Well, I think that's one of my biggest jobs, is to make sure that A, the travel goes smoothly, B, that we're not just getting tired in the way we're doing things, and finding them the rest and making sure that they're rested going into each match is a big part of what I have to look at and how I have to manage the team. And
final question, what's going to take down the Castles? They have Venus Williams, Serena. I mean, they won last year. Mark Ine's a tough owner. You know, he's a good guy, but he really puts his all in it, so a tough competitor there. What's going to take to win this year?
Well, I think we have to just focus on, you know, it's the ultimate sports cliche, one match at a time. But against the Castles, the strength of their team is such that when we do play them, we got to play at our highest level. It's the case in all sports when you're going after that champion. The nice thing for us is that we're certainly going to get up for it. But we certainly have the firepower to do it, and we just got to bring it on that particular night.
Well, Coach Bud Schultz, in your second year, best of luck. Thank you for joining us.
Harry.
I also spoke with Jan-Michael Gamble, so let's hear what he has to say when I caught up with him in Baton Rouge, Louisiana at the Smash Hits event.
It's neat. I met Elton John a few years back in Paris. He was doing a concert, and that was an honor to meet him then and to go and listen to him. And now we got him in our realm on the tennis court. It should be fun. Love doing anything for Billie Jean, and Lindsay Davenport's a really good friend of mine, so I haven't seen her for a few years, actually been injured, and just great to be around the game in any way since I've been off the court for a while. Well, I think that helping any charity is a huge deal. I think that people giving back and even just giving their time, their effort, their money, anytime you can give that to help someone else. I mean, AIDS is a fantastic charity and a wonderful thing to be out here working towards helping. But anytime you can give to a charity, it's been something that I've always been very interested in.
Jan-Michael has played 5 successful seasons of World Team Tennis, and he's eager to guide the Lobsters when he suits up at the Ferncroft Country Club.
I think that World Team Tennis is actually one of the hardest things. I think people that watch it say, wow, that's over and, you know, it's 5 games, it's not as much tennis, but The travel is the hardest travel I've ever done. Instead of being somewhere for a week, you're somewhere for one day, and then somewhere else for one day, and you may have a day off, but it can be 4 or 5 days in a row, and it's a grind.
Gamble has won 5 career titles on the ATP Tour and has been ranked as high as number 23 in the world, with wins over Roger Federer, Andre Agassi, and Pete Sampras. The veteran is still working hard to regain his position as one of the best players in the world.
I have been training again. I'm mostly in California. I'll be training some home in Hawaii. But like I said, just excited to be injury-free. It's been the first time in 4 years. I had some really bad shin problems and some arm problems, and there's none there now. So really looking to play a lot of tournaments next year, a full schedule. So but it's still got to be one tournament at a time.
And there's no question this Lobsters star will be a force to be reckoned with when he battles for Boston in 2010.